Good morning. Today I want to demonstrate a fade haircut. I'm going to do a haircut on my husband. And before I start, I'm going to sanitize my hands. I have all my stuff set up here. And I have my clippers and my guards and my comb and my disinfectant. Before you start every cut, you disinfect your clippers before and after. And I have one here I'm going to use later. And I'm going to disinfect before and then when I'm finished. So in the meantime, I set up my stuff and I have my, like I said, I have my clippers and my combs and my guards. And I also have my trash bag and my soiled linen bag. Okay, and this is what you'll have at State Board. And in the salon, you'll have your trash, your regular trash bag. So, but this is the guards. They go from 1 to 8, 1 being the smallest, 8 being the largest. 8, it equals 1 inch of hair. And then if 8 equals 1 inch, then 4 equals a half an inch. So for my lesson today, the barbers, they pride themselves in starting at the bottom and putting the line in and taking it out. But as a cosmetologist, my philosophy is if you don't put the line in, you don't have to take a lot of time to get the line out. And it takes a lot less time. Both ways are good to know. It's really important that you know both ways. So I'm going to show you this way and then you will learn the other way. So I'm going to start on my husband's hair. I'm going to start with a 2 guard. And I believe that if you start from the top and work your way down, it's easier. It's easier because you don't put the line in. So here's a number 2, and then this lever here, this determines if it's open and this is closed. Open, it's a ½ inch. It's the true size. When you close it, it's a ½ inch shorter. So I always start with it open, longer, instead of cutting like the barbers from the bottom to the top, using the smallest guard to the largest guard. I start from the top and work my way down to the bottom, using the largest guard that I'm going to use on the top, closing the blade, and then putting on the smaller blade, and then closing the blade again. And I'm going to demonstrate that right now. I already sprayed my clipper, so I'm going to get started with the haircut. Okay, here we go. We're going to start. So I'm going to start with the 2 guard on top. I don't know if it's really going to cut any of his hair, but for the sake of my demonstration. So I start on top with the lever open, and then I start, and it's not really cutting any hair. So, because he likes it really short. And then we're gonna, so since it's not cutting any hair, I'm gonna make it a ½ inch shorter and see how that works. Okay. So it's cutting a little bit of hair. And through the top and the crown. And since that really didn't cut any hair, I'm going to go straight to my 1, and I'm going to open the lever to make it a true 1. So I'm going to put a 1 on, and I'm going to start at the top. And so we're going to start at the top. We're going to do 1, and then we're going to come down and we're going to do a half, and then I'm going to take this off and do the sides. Okay, and that's starting from the highest to the lowest. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start with our number 1, and that's cutting hair now. You always want to go against the way the hair grows to get the hair off. Some textures of hair you need to go with it, like this. But if I went with my husband's hair, the texture of his hair, it wouldn't cut off any hair. So for his hair, I have to go against the way it grows. And then anytime you have a swirl or a cowlick, we'll get into that later, you have to follow it. So I'm going to cut the whole head with the number 1, just to get it. And remember, you can turn your chair, but for right now, I'm just going to go through and do the whole head with the number 1 guard. So if you're doing somebody with short hair and you're doing just a typical fade, this is how you would do it. And they want it short. And I start at one side and I work my way around. just basically cutting the hair against the way it grows. There we go. So everything is all one on top. So make sure you get it all good, go against. And then right here, go around the ear, use the tip like this, go around, nice and neat. Okay, so I got all of that cut. So I'm gonna take my guard and I'm gonna close it. And this is gonna make it a 1/2 inch smaller. So when I go straight up on the head with this one guard, only is a 1/2 now, it's gonna naturally blend that hair. So you don't have to worry about putting a line in, taking a line out. And this is what it looks like. And I would spin you, but then it will mess up my video. So I'm just gonna go all the way around and I'm gonna show you here how I go straight up on the head and how you end up with no line. So here we go. So I'm starting on the right side, I go all the way around, straight up, straight up, straight up, straight up. I'm gonna do the same all the way around. Straight up. Straight up, and I just do the same thing all the way around, all the way up to the crown. We haven't gone over the areas of the head yet, but we will. We got a lot to learn still. So I'm still going straight up, naturally blending and fading that hair without putting a line in. It's the easiest method I know. And it saves a lot of time. See all the hair that's coming off? Make sure you can move the ear and go around the ear and just go straight up. Okay. So now I'm going to go back around, but I'm going to take off this and I'm going to take off the number 1 guard and I'm going to open the blade. And then with this, I'm just going to go straight off and I'm just going to fade this right here. Okay. So I'm going to go around his head. Straight up. And then instead of going in and having to work real hard, I just went straight up. So look at that. So see how that naturally blends and fades the hair without putting any lines in there?
Very nice.
So we're gonna go all the way around. Do the same thing. I'm gonna go just until I run out of hair and run out of head with a clipper. And then go all the way around. Do the same thing all the way around to the back of the hair. And then I'll do the back. I'm just gonna go up until I run out of hair and run out of head. Same thing, all the way around, straight up. No, not any hard work, no flick of the wrist. It's real simple. And go around. So okay, so here I have my peanut ears, my little trimmer. And remember what I said about sanitizing it first. And then when you use your trimmer, you lay the blade and you, just like you cut a 0-degree haircut, it's center left, back to the right. So what you do is you put your client's head straight and then start and make sure you always use your mirror. Your mirror tells the truth. It gives you a great accurate line. So you start center, you lay the blade and drag it down. Left, lay the blade and drag it down. Lay the blade and drag it down. Left, center left, back to the right. Make sure you hold your clipper straight all the way across. Center left, back to the right. And then back to the right, back to the right. And then I like to round off just a little bit so it's not so square. And then when you get here, be careful you don't go too high here. See right here, don't go too high because use the ear for a guide and just make sure you come down because when I was in beauty school, I did stuff like that, not knowing, so that's why I'm telling you guys. Okay, and then when you do the sides here, can you see? I'm gonna turn my husband's head just a bit, and then there we go. And then lay it straight down. Be careful how, and then you lay the blade and you drag it. Lay the blade and drag it. Lay the blade and drag it. Be careful you don't go like this because you'll end up with a crazy line like this. You want to end up with a nice line here. And then you do the same to the other side. So we're going to go on this side.
Right
I'm
here.
blocking it.
Ooh.
Let me do this side real quick and then I'll go to the sides. Lay the blade. Make sure it looks nice. Okay, so now we're going to do the side here. So when you do the ears, I'm just going to clean it up here. And when you go around the ears, you just use the corner of this, move the ear, and see that little hair? You have to be really careful because you don't want to cut your client. You just get those little hairs off. And then if you want to clean it up here, make it nice and neat. And then you do the same to the other side. Okay, and I always use a section on this ear, on the ear. The ears are never even. It doesn't matter which person it is, including yourself. The ears are never even. So you just find a spot and then you just check it, make sure it's even. Just move the ear and then go around with the blade here. Go back and clean it up, do the same thing on both sides. And then I'm going to come around and look. Let's see. So the mirror doesn't lie, so let me look in the mirror.
Ooh.
Okay, so is it showing your haircut back there? Can you see it?
I think.
So that's how you do fade. Use the blow dryer. And that's all that it is.
Huh?